If you were out on an adventure, you're in the outdoors, and you find yourself in a situation where it's imperative that you get a fire lit immediately. There's no time to mess around. You need it done now. The best way to accomplish that is with a disposable lighter. It's an immediate flame. However, there are choices. Which one would you pick? This lighter or this lighter in order to get the job done? Let's get into that topic right now. Through the years, I've seen many channels and many videos on YouTube in the survival genre, the bushcraft genre or niche, however you want to call it, and talking about disposable lighters and how great they are and how everybody should carry these things and they can save your bacon. And everything that all these channels talk about referring to these disposable lighters is correct. And I personally carry disposable lighters everywhere I go. If you look over my shoulder, every single one of those packs hanging on that wall back there has multiple disposable lighters in them. I keep them in my tackle boxes, tackle bag, my camera bag. They're everywhere. And that's because they're so reliable. And when you want fire and you need it now, you can't beat it. And it doesn't matter what the weather is. And I can tell you with certainty that you can light this in any weather. And many other channels have talked about and shown how this lighter wet right out of water in a few minutes you can dry it off and you can strike it. Same thing with temperatures in the below freezing conditions. You can take a disposable lighter that won't light because it's frozen. It's literally frozen. And in a few minutes, holding it in your hand or even putting your hand back into a mitt and you hold it in your hand for a few minutes, it'll light. As an ex-smoker, I can tell you these things are true, 100% true. Never once when I was a smoker did I ever have trouble lighting a cigarette and decided, screw it, I'm not going to have my cigarette because my lighter just won't work. That never happened, ever. However, what if I told you that all of these channels, at least the ones that I've seen showing these lighters, they're a little bit off on what they're telling you. And here's why. Everyone that I've seen, they show this right here, specifically the Bic brand of disposable lighter. And I can tell you that this is for sure the best quality built disposable lighter, but it's not necessarily the one you should be carrying with you in the outdoors. What you should be carrying with you is this guy right here, because of that reason right there. Look at that flame. Now this lighter doesn't come out of the package throwing a flame like this. Is it a little bit of a hack to get that flame to do this? I'm going to share that with you a little bit later on. But first, let's just dive a little bit into fire lighting. So you have your Zippos, super good lighter. They are 100% windproof. I carried these for many years. Again, when I was a smoker, I was also a welder, and boy, you don't want to carry one of these in your pocket when you're a welder. So I carried a Zippo for many years, and they are excellent. But if they get wet, they're done. That's it. You're done. You got to tear them apart, dry them off, refuel them. Matches. Well, we know what happens with matches. Excessive moisture, forget it. You're not going to light. So you can go to the stormproof matches. Excellent choice. You can even put them in a waterproof case to extend their life and make sure that they're constant lit. However, the topic here is if you need to get a fire going right now. You don't have time to mess around. Perhaps it's late fall and you fell into a creek. You're soaking wet. You're frozen. You need a fire right now. Perhaps you miscalculated your time in the outdoors and you've come to the realization that you're going to be spending the night in the forest, and night is falling, and you need a fire right now. The best choice is a disposable lighter. The ferro rod, super dependable. This will work every time, all the time. However, there's a learning curve with this. And if you're in a situation where it's freezing conditions and you're losing dexterity to your digits, operating one of these could be difficult. You have to do, there's preparation involved. You have to get some really fine tinder scraped into a fine dust. You have to throw that spark. If it's windy, your fine dust that you've collected to throw that spark into gets blown away. You don't get that with disposable lighters. And that's what you want when you need to get the job done right now. It's not time to mess around. Now, back to which lighter. I said the Bic lighter is a great lighter. I use them because I own them. I'm going to use them till they're done. But this is the lighter you really need. This is a cheapo, El Cheapo lighters. Many companies make these. They come in different names. And here's the reason why this is the lighter you should use. Okay, let's look at this Bic lighter. Excellent lighter. Very well made. And many people will tell you that you should remove this band right here, and it's true. You should remove it. That's the child safety band, and the idea is a child is incapable of depressing this to the point where you can strike the wheel. This should be removed, and I will be removing mine. This is the lighter you should have. Here's another one. Number one reason, you can see it right there. Look at the fuel. These lighters are transparent. And what that permits is, as you're using this lighter, because if you're like me, you're going to use this lighter in many instances. Could be lighting your stove, lighting your campfire, lighting whatever fire. And because you can see the fuel in your lighter as you're using it, you can prepare to replace it. You know in advance when this lighter is going to fail, because these things are disposable because they're going to run out of fuel. You use them, you're going to run out of fuel. And guess what? With a Bic lighter, you have no visual on what's going on. And if I bring it back to the analogy of smoking, when you're a smoker, you light this lighter, and when this lighter is about to die, that flame will drop by half, and you got just enough time to light one cigarette. And then the next time you flick your Bic, you're not lighting your cigarette. For you older viewers out there, remember those commercials? Flick your Bic. So the Bic lighter is very good, but you have no indication that it's going to fail. It just, when it's out of fuel, it's dead, that's it. And that is a very good reason why you shouldn't be relying on a Bic lighter and using these cheapos, because you can prepare for the fuel. Now, for this insane flame, how do I achieve this? Well, this Bic lighter, if you look down here, is just a metal cap. The flame comes off the top. If you look at this one, if we can focus here, you can see there's a tab right there. It's an adjustment. You can reduce your flame or increase your flame. There's that little bit of flame. There's that large flame. And here's the hack for this lighter. Let's take this one, because I haven't modified this one yet. So we're going to use this one as our lighter of choice to modify. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to spread that cap so you can pull it off. Now what you're left with is the little tab. See if I can get some focus going on here. Now the little tab operates a valve. You can see down in there, that white ring, that's a valve. And this lever simply operates that valve. So what you want to do is move that lever to the maximum position, and then you're going to push up on it off of that valve. Now this is splined together. Now I'm going to move the tab over. You can actually, I can feel it clicking, and then push it back down. So I've re-splined it together, and then you take your cap, give it a little bit of a squeeze, because we want it to snap tight. Put the cap back on. Now we're in the lowered position, but we jumped over the valve. And there we have it. That's simple. Very simple hack. Throws an excellent flame. So why would we want a large flame like that? Well, it's pretty obvious. We want to get, the point here is you need to get his fire started right now. And when you have a long flame like that, you can reach deep into your tinder bundle. The flame is actually away from your finger. You're not going to burn yourself, and you can tip it down. You can go in there into your tinder bundle and light your fire. The more flame, the better. Obviously, this is a no-brainer. The best way to get a fire going is to use another flame. A small flame to create a larger flame. But if you start with a decent sized flame, you're going to have a better shot at getting that fire going right now. Now, because I'm in the topic of fire, what I have with me is a empty tin. And I've decided that I'm going to make myself a fire kit, but not a fire kit in the sense of a kit that encompasses all these different methods of fire. I'm talking about a kit for if I run into some kind of troubles out there in the back country, I can reach for my tin that is designated to getting a fire started immediately. This is going to hold everything I need, that I can bust it open and just quickly grab whatever is in my surroundings, make a pile, and I can throw whatever is in the content of this tin in the pile, and I can get it lit right away with that insane lighter flame and get that fire going. And if you want to see that video, click on the card that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you over at that video.